Assalamualaikum and very good day to Madam Nurain. My name is Danish Akmal Shdan, and my group is going to present to you about our survey, which is the title is Impact of Physical Activity on Students, particularly how it relates to their ability to focus on their studies. So, physical activity actually plays an important role in maintaining both physical health and mental well-being. So, activities such as sports, exercise, and recreational movement actually can help students improve their concentrations, reduce stress, and maintain higher energy levels during their studies. However, many students today actually face busy academic schedules, especially final year students, which they're dealing with the final year project, and they may find it difficult to actually balance studying with regular physical activity. Because of this, the level of physical activity among students may vary, which could influence their focus and productivity in academic tasks. Therefore, the purpose of this study is to actually explore the relationship between physical activity and student academic focus. So, to conduct this study, we distributed a survey to 40 respondents. The survey also asked several questions related to their participations in physical activities, sports habits, and their perceptions of how exercise affect their ability to concentrate on their studies. The data collected was then summarized using frequency distribution tables and charts and graph. So first, we look at the result for the first question, which asked respondent with the question, how physical activity or sport impact their ability to focus on their studies. So based on these findings, the majority of respondents believe that physical activity help improve their academic focus. The largest group, which is 50%, 57% of respondents stated that physical activity is helpful for improving their concentrations. In addition, 27% of respondents say it very helpful. Meanwhile, 33% of respondents felt that physical activity has no impact on their focus while studying, and only a small percentage reported negative effects, where 7.5% say it is distracting and 5% say it is very distracting. So overall, this result actually indicates that most students believe that physical activity has actually has a positive impact, if not impact, effect on their ability to concentrate and perform better in their studies. So the second question, which is how often they participate in sports or physical activity. So from the survey results, the largest group respondent, which is 37.5%, reported that they participate in physical activity a few times a week. So this shows that many students are moderately active. So the second largest group, 32.5% of respondents stated that they exercise once a week. So meanwhile, 17.5% of respondents rarely never participated in any physical activities, which may be due to the academic commitment or lack of time. So lastly, the rest of it, only 12.5% of respondents reported that they exercising every day. So based on this finding, we can see that most students participated in physical activity occasionally during the week, but daily exercise among students is relatively low. So that's all for my part. I will continue with other students, other team member. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Chanjet, and today I will be presenting question number 3, number 4, and number 5. Question number 3. Which statement best describe your participation in organized sports, school teams, club, and etc.? And with that question, we get raw data for question number 3. 40 in total, and we get three categories. We use active participant as an example. We total have 5 frequency inside the raw data, and then to calculate relative frequency, we use frequency divided by total frequency data is 5 divided by 40 equals to 0.125, and the percentage is we use relative frequency times 100, we get 12.5%. As for the angle, we use 360 degrees times 12.5% equals to 45 degrees angle. This is the bar graph and a pie chart based on the distribution table. Question number 4. How often do you feel tired after studying? With this question, we get raw data for question number 4. We have 4 categories in total. For this example, we use very often. We have trough frequency in this raw data table, and trough divided by 40 equals to 0.3 relative frequency, and 0.3 times 100 equals to 30%, and 360 degrees times 30% equals to 108 per angle degrees. And this is the bar graph and pie chart for the question number 4. As for question number 5, how would you rate the priority of sports exercise in your daily routine compared to studying? We have this raw data for question number 5 and frequency distribution table. As for high priority, we have 6 in total, and 6 divided by 40 equals to 0.15, and percentage is 0.15 times 100 equals to 15%. Angle is 360 degrees times 15% equals to 54 degrees angle. And this is the bar graph and the pie chart for question number 5. That's all for me, and I will pass it to Davin.
Hello everyone, my name is Davin and this is my first semester from BAVM, and I will be presenting part of our survey titled The Impact of Physical Activity on Students. So our group conducted this survey to understand how physical activity affects students' daily habits and routines. We collected responses from 40 university students and analyzed the data using statistical group. In my part, I will explain question 6 and question 7, which focus on student exercise habits. First of all, question 6 asks, on average, how many days per month do you participate in sports or physical activities? So based on our response collected, we organized the data into a frequency distribution table and present it using graphs such as histogram, frequency polygon, and OGIF. From the histogram, we can see that most students exercise between 0 to 4 days per month. This shows that many students do not participate in physical activities very frequently. Next, for the question 7 asks, on average, how many total hours per week do you spend on exercise, sports, or gym activities? After analyzing the responses, the results show that most students spend between 0 to 4 hours per week on physical activities. This indicates that although some students exercise regularly, many students still spend relatively little time on exercises. The graphs, such as the histogram, frequency polygon, and OGIF, helps us clearly visualize how students distribute their time for physical activity each week. Overall, the results suggest that physical activities among students is generally low, possibly due to the busy academic schedule or other commitments. Thank you for listening.
Alright, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afiq Irfan bin Surya Gunawan, and today I'll be presenting for my group 4. And today's question is question 8. Approximately how much money do you spend per month on sports, exercise, gym membership, equipment, travels, or games? Now, the frequency distribution table summarizes the monthly sports spending of 40 individuals by grouping their diverse response into 7 distinct brackets. The class interval shows spending ranges from 0 0 to 349, with the midpoint providing a representative above average value for each group, such as 24.50 for the lowest tier. By looking at the frequency column, we can see a significant trend of 28 out of 40 people spending less than 50 a month, indicating that participants keep their exercise costs low. Now, for the cumulative frequency, tracks the total count as we move up the price brackets, ultimately reaching 40 and confirming that the entire data set from days spending of 0 to the single individual spending over 300 is fully represented. Now, I'm going to show you the graphs. Now, these are the graphs, the histogram, the frequency, as well as the third one. Now, for the question 9, on days you exercise, how many liters of water do you typically drink? Now, this frequency distribution tables takes the 40 raw data points as similar to the previous one and organizes them into 6 class intervals to make the information easier to analyze. The class intervals represent the range of values, while the midpoint identifies the center of each range. For example, the first interval 0 point 0 minus 1.9, sorry, 0 point 0 to 1.9 has a midpoint of 0.95. The frequency column shows how often values appear in each range, revealing that the majority of the data, 26 out of 40 points, clusters in about 2.0 to 3.9 category. Finally, the cumulative frequency provides a running total that ends at 40, confirming that every single piece of raw data has been accounted for and categorized. Now, I'm going to show you also the graphs. Now we have the bar graph, sorry, the histogram, the frequency, and then finally the third one. As you can see, that is based on the data that we've collected and we've calculated. Now, for question 10, the last one. What is the typical duration in minutes of your longest single exercise session per week? Now, the frequency distribution table organizes the duration of exercise sessions into 7 time-based brackets to show how long people typically work out. The class interval groups these durations from 0 to 209 minutes, with the midpoint acting as the average representative for each group, such as 74.5 minutes for the most common session length. By examining the frequency, we can see that the most sessions clusters between around 30 to 89 minutes, while the cumulative frequency confirms that all 40 data points are accounted for, ending with the final 4 individuals, who represents the marathon exercises in about 180 to 209-minute range. Stated previously, these are the graphs from the histogram, the frequency, as well as the third one. Now, for the conclusion. In conclusion, our survey provides a clear and complete look at our topic. By using quantitative data, we identify the most common trends and percentage among our participants. At the same time, our qualitative survey questions gave us a deeper insight into the reasons behind those numbers together. These results provide a sound and clear explanation of our topic on the impact of physical activities on students. Thank you.